I was speaking to a friend in the payment gateway business and the tech business, and he was saying to me that he's been so lucky with the people he hired, and he hired somebody who was really very young and trained them up, and now they've become the CTO of the company, and they've gained a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge, and they're really great at handling people and the team members, etc., etc. So he was like, how can I design a methodology where I can reward young people like him who've come into my business, and I know they're dedicated to me, but a time may come when they might get a better offer. Now, obviously, one way of achieving this is to have some sort of an employee stock option plan, or ESOP. So I sent him an email saying, consider an ESOP. And he was like, what are you talking about? So an ESOP is really an employment stock option plan or scheme where employees can buy in based on the effort that they're making in their business, share of the business, a small stock of the business, so they can buy in at a nominal value, or they can have vesting rights over a period of time depending on how long they work for you and how the role they perform, and they can ratchet up their shareholding in your company. Now, obviously, ESOP is a very common practice, or was a very common practice, especially among the big technology companies in the US. Microsoft Corporation was known to have an amazing ESOP. I again have friends in Dubai who were in Oracle, who have invested their life savings in the company's stock and then have retired on the back of it. But obviously there are some not so great examples on ESOP not turning out as good, and one of them is obviously the obvious Enron disaster that happened, where Enron was hiding its actual sort of debt and its financial losses, and a lot of Enron employees and partners had invested in the company and had stock and were holding stock, and then the stock obviously went for a toss. Many lost their life savings and their pension plans and everything because they had heavily invested in Enron, which was obviously at that time a company that never ever anybody thought could be affected by something like this. So whilst employee stock option plans are a great way to give back to your employees, retain the best talent, and ensure that they work really hard for their business because they've bought into it, it's also important to remember that it may not be a good idea for your business. It may not fit your business plan. And if you're looking to get, say, funding from abroad or outside, or a private equity investor, etc., it may not necessarily be the right kind of model for you. It can work and it cannot work. And in UAE companies, generally speaking, there is not that much flexibility in local limited liability companies in the mainland. Even though there are rules around employee stock option plans, directors cannot take shares in the company. There is much more flexibility in the companies that are from the Dubai International Financial Center and the Abu Dhabi global markets, which have more special purpose vehicle type of companies and more common law kind of outlook and common law kind of laws that operate. Because if you remember from my previous videos, I told you those two financial free zones have been carved out of the UAE constitution and are free to therefore develop the framework that they wish to have. So there you go, there's my two-piece on ESOP.